Days ran into weeks and weeks into months, and still, the situation remained unchanged. Then, one afternoon, my best friend, Adana, noticed my silence. She came over to the spot where I sat at the school compound, sat close to me and said, "You don't laugh like before," she whispered. For the first time in a long while, I felt like someone cared. I wanted to tell her the truth. But again, I had my fears. So I did not. Another night, he hatched his evil plot once more. That day, the evening felt ordinary at first. The generator hummed in the background, filling the house with its low vibration. I was curled up on the old brown couch with a worn-out paper bag, trying to lose myself in the words. My mother had gone to the neighbor's house to borrow something, and for the first time in weeks, I thought I didn't have anything to fear as my mom, unlike most nights, was within. Then he walked in. My stepfather. His presence always came with a heaviness, which like the air itself thickened when he entered the room. I felt it instantly, the shift, the unease. He asked what I was reading, but the question wasn't really a question. His eyes lingered too long, and there was something in them that unsettled me. He sat down beside me. Too close. I edged away, pressing myself into the arm of the couch. He chuckled at my movement, as though my discomfort were amusing. He looked at me and said,
"What are you reading? You don't have to act so nervous. I'm just sitting here."
I kept looking as his hand moved in my direction, slow but deliberate. In that instant, my mind raced with confusion, fear, and disbelief. Was this really happening? I asked myself. I remember how cold the room suddenly felt, how the words on the page of my book blurred until I couldn't make them out anymore. The weight of his intention pressed down on me before he even touched me. I froze for a heartbeat. Then, something surged inside me, something fierce, born of both terror and resistance. "No," I whispered, and then louder. "No." I pushed his hand away, so hard that my book fell to the ground with a sharp thud. My legs carried me before my brain could even catch up. I ran down the corridor, into my room, and slammed the door. My hands shook as I turned the lock, pressing my entire weight against the wood as if my body could hold back the world. He followed. His knuckles tapped the door.
"Open it,"
he said, his voice a low growl. I stayed silent. My heart pounded so loud it drowned out everything else. He muttered threats, something about me being ungrateful, but I refused to answer. I sat there, gripping the handle, as he said,
"Ungrateful girl. You think you're better than me? Don't test me."
I kept silent until his footsteps finally retreated. That night I did not sleep. I sat in my bed with my legs crossed, staring at the faint crack of light under the door. Every creak of the house made me feel like danger was waiting outside the door. It made me flinch. My innocence, whatever was left of it, slipped away in those hours. Safety was no longer a given. Trust was no longer simple. He didn't succeed that night, but something inside me cracked though he hadn't succeeded. But the attempt was enough to fracture something in me. Years later, when I look back, I still remember the trembling in my hands, the pounding in my chest, the way I felt both powerless and powerful at the same time. Powerless because the danger came from inside the walls of my own home. Powerful because, in that moment, I resisted. I said no. I refused to let him break me. For a long time, I carried the shame in silence. I thought if I spoke, no one would believe me. Or worse, they would, and then, what? The family would fall apart. My mother's world would shatter. So I built walls around the memory, but the cracks showed in other ways: nightmares, sudden fears, the way I avoided certain rooms in the house.